It's very hard to do this show all by myself. The only one who was great at it was the great Blaine Humbles. So, Blaine, if you're listening, no, you could do all this. I have problems doing everything. So, no. So I owe the IRS money, and it really sucks because the money that I give them every month, every month, every month, you know, it goes into like this hole, this hole that just doesn't have a bottom, and it just keeps sucking my money. It just keeps sucking it. And it says, well, now you have the penalty. Now you have interest. Now you have this. Now you have that. And I'm like, I'm not a big corporation. I don't owe that much. I own a couple grand. And just here, I'm trying to pay it off. I've been making payments for the last year. Can you please help me? And they're like, no, you have to pay. And I ran into the same thing yesterday with the electric company. We were late on our dues, so I had to my battery's gonna die. So I had to put down a deposit. And they said, well, to get your electricity back on, you have to pay a $200 deposit. And I said, I'm not going to pay it. They said, no, you have to pay it, to get your electricity on. Then I go, well, as far as I understand, a deposit is a deposit, and you get that money back. So I want my money back in a month. And they said, no, sir, that's not how it works. I am like, okay, Southern California Edison, I really can't get energy from anyone else. So I ended up I just said, here, just pay it. I gave them my ATM card and said, here, just pay it. You know what? They have you by the balls. There's not much I could do. I rent. If I owned a home, I could get solar panels, and I'd say screw you. But I rent, and we have a homeowners association, and we have to abide by certain rules. So yeah, well, yeah. You know what, Leslie? Yeah, God bless firefighters. Okay, I'm sorry if I go off on them, but I think they're a little overpaid. So that's just my 2 cents. Um, I really don't have much more to say about that. You can't really. It's funny because you can't bad talk fire department, you can't bad talk police department. I was at a fundraiser on, what was it, Saturday for San Bernardino County sheriffs. And those guys you can't badmouth because they are truly on the line. I mean, they really do a good job. I mean, they really do. So, especially being in San Bernardino, I mean, it's hard. It's the number one rated crime capital of California. So county sheriffs have their jobs cut out for them. And for someone like me who's done time, I still get nervous when I see a cop. You know, I got nervous Saturday. You know, I got nervous, man. I don't know why. Nothing to be nervous about. They were the nicest guys in the world. They barbecued, and it was a good time. So I can't really, say anything.
I don't mind other guys acting with my girl. That's fine. I know them all pretty well. And I know if I don't, I go out of my mind. Better leave her behind. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. Sometimes I feel I gotta get away. I know I gotta get away. And I know sometimes I must go out in the light. Better leave her behind. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. I know if I was gone then things would be better for her. Planned, but her parents won't let her. That's why other guys dressing with my girl. That's fine, I know them all pretty well. And I know if I don't, I go out of my mind. Better leave her behind. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. Sometimes I feel I gotta get away. Those times I know I gotta get away. And I know if I don't, I go out of my mind. Better leave her behind. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. Kids are alright.
Are the kids all right? I don't know if I was all right when I was a kid. I think I had a few screws loose. So, thank you for people joining in. David, thank you. Steve, thank you. I'm going to play a couple more songs. I'm not going to go the whole 2 hours because it's hard to do the show without Jeffrey Sargent and his energy that he has and brings with him, and also with Patrick and his knowledge. And he's an author, so it's great to have him as a part of this show in the morning. And to be here by myself, for one thing, in this building, because it's not a little tiny studio. It's a building. We're like in an industrial center, you know, and I get a little nervous leaving the door open because Dutchie was here and he just left, and Dutchie does a great job with his show, and I love his show, and I love What the Cat Dragged In. In fact, this is where I'm stealing some songs from. So let's play another song.
So go ahead. What occurred?
I was burning my butt trying to get good grades in school and trying to, you know, support us so we
He was
stay
out
out
punk
of the
rocking all night.
Exactly.
All right.
Mama, don't you worry, 'cause I'm in a punk rock band. And Mama, don't you worry, 'cause I don't need a helping hand. sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Mama, don't you worry, 'cause I got enough fight. I drink a beer and smoke a joint, I'm gonna be alright. And mama, don't you worry, 'cause I'm not a football star. I'm just living proof that there is life on Mars. I want it all, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I want it all, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Mama, don't you worry, 'cause the truth is life I live. And mama, don't you worry, 'cause you gave all you could give. One of these days when I'm on top, you'll get what you deserve. I'll give you a diamond ring, Cadillac at first. I want it all, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I want it all, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I want it all, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I want it all, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll, bitch.
That was the Logs. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That kind of explains my 20s, except without the sex. For those who don't know me, when I grew up, God, you know what? Going into high school was odd for me. I was just going into puberty. I just learned how to masturbate. And, you know, I found a lot of girls attractive, but I had these disabilities, and I still have them to this day, kind of. But, no, I had prescription shoes from Buster Brown, because one leg of mine goes down farther than the other leg. So I had these prescription shoes where the heels adjusted my legs, but they didn't work. So I had to get leg braces. You know, you've probably seen kids wearing them before. You know, they're the big braces with metal on the side and Velcro to strap them on, and I had to wear those. And then before you know it, you know, I go to my my orthodontist, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna give you braces." And I go, "Okay." So I got braces on, and then he comes out of his laboratory. I don't know what it is, but he came out of his office, and he gave me this bright red thing to wrap around my head. It was headgear. So I enter high school with headgear, leg braces, and prescription shoes. Needless to say, that put a big, Rose, thank you. That put a big dent in my, you know, what I thought I was, you know. It wasn't until I met my friend Henry, who's no longer my friend because he's left-wing liberal, but he introduced me to punk rock and to gothic rock. So gothic was what got me. And Sisters of Mercy, Bauhaus, Alien, Sex Fiend, 45 Grave, all those great bands from the 80s. That's kind of what got me into the music scene. And when I turned 16, they took my jaw and they broke it. I mean, literally, the doctor said, "We're going to break your jaw and we're going to move it forward and put titanium screws in it." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Well, if I can't break it, I'm going to use this hammer." I'm like, what? He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to just hammer your jaw." He goes, "Don't worry, you'll be sedated." And I was like, what? So, no, they did. They sedated me. They broke my jaw. He was able to do it by grabbing my head and my jaw and just twisting it. And then he just got I want to say pliers, but I know they weren't, you know, pliers out of Home Depot. They were, you know, surgical pliers, and moved my jaw forward and put in titanium screws in my jaw. And I no longer had an overbite. So, yeah, so I started to look different, and I actually got some attention from girls and guys. And, but I was just so shy. I was just so afraid because I spent so many years just in these leg braces and this headgear and prescription shoes. And I was just like, nobody likes me. Nobody. Nobody. So I'm here, and some people like me. Gino likes me. But then I get comments from people like my wife, who doesn't like me. Kevin, what's going on, dude? And they, yeah, so I get all this stuff, and I start, you know, actually attracting women. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to pick up on a girl. I didn't know how to take one home. I mean, I had sex the first time when I was like 16 and a half, and it lasted like 1 minute. So it was just, and I remember the girl's name. I won't say it on the air, but yeah, it starts with a T and ends with a B. So, Tracy, if you're listening, she was my first, and boy, didn't last long. It was really quick. So no, so yeah, so I got all this stuff, you know, and I started to InfoWars. Julian's tuning in again. Julian, you still in the sandbox, dude? That's what I want to know. I want you to get home safe, okay? The city of, I think he lived in like Mojave, or I'm not sure. Oh, you're there for now. Yeah, well, get those planes working so we get bumps on those towel heads. You know, and this is coming from a towel head, okay? And speaking of that, yikes, what did I walk into? You walked into my dungeon, and you're not leaving until I let you go. So, no, why talking about towel heads? I'm not a big fan of the Middle East at all. Now, bear the fact, half of me is Turkish. My mom's side of the family, my last name is Rupp, which is very German. But it's German because they were Rupps that fled to Russia during the World War. And they came to America. My mom's side of the family, last name is Ali. And Ali is like, somebody told me from Turkey, it's like a Smith in Turkey. It's like, you know, just a calm name, you know, you just, don't think twice about it, you know. Oh, wow, it's an Ali, you know. Who cares? So that's my mom's maiden name is Ali. And my dad's name is Rupp, which is from Germany, but they fled to Russia, and then they came to America and grew up in Hays, Kansas. So, so that's my history, you know. But when people ask what I am, when I go to the airport and they want to inspect me and they say, "What country are you from?" I say, "I'm from Pomona. I'm from America. I was born in California. I'm an American. Is there a problem?" They're like, "Yeah, we need to dust you for to see if you have any explosive materials on you. Go ahead, dust me. I don't care. I don't care. Anything to keep our country safe, I don't care. You can invade my house. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not out to hurt anybody. Just myself." Sherry, what's up? It's my sister. Yeah, so when I go into an airport and they profile me, I don't know what it is. My wife walks right through the detectors and everything, and not a question is asked. You know, me, they pull me aside and look at my wallet. Hi, Sherry. And, you know, I have to pull out my wallet, my laptop, and everything. And it's a big pain in the ass, but I do it. So anything to keep our country safe, I'm willing to do. But I'm no risk. I am the most American person out there. I am more American than anyone. Okay, I was born in Pomona, raised in Chino, and then raised again in Rancho Cucamonga, lived in Upland, Ontario, and back to Rancho Cucamonga. So I'm a IE guy. So is Anita in your neck of the woods? Are you talking about Santa Anita, Julian? Because Santa Anita used to be a part of my my sales territory with Budweiser, and Santa Anita was great. It was a great beer territory because they would open up at 6 a.m. before the races would start, of course, and all of the early morning drinkers. If you ever saw Trace Lounge, no, I don't know if that is, dude. But if you ever saw Trace Lounge, it's a great movie. It's about alcoholism and what it could do to you and all that stuff. But I'm not going to get on my showboat about alcoholism. I'm going to play some music I'm stealing from Cat, from What the Cat Dragged In.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Now we've gotten older, and the nights don't last forever, and it seems I'm time for getting all lost in the crowd. Sometimes I wish I never met her, but some good things don't last forever, even when you're young and you think like a clown. And breakfast at Denny's and the same as it used to be when we were young and dangerous. There is a place I've got to be with deals like bullet chain. Every time I go to think, I feel like I'm going down. There's nothing left to say. I won't give up. All the noise that I put up should shut you up. Say
Yeah, man. The Logs, Breakfast at Dead. Great song. Here's a little tribute song to the late David Bowie. Wow. David Bowie. Suffragan City. Okay, we're going to mix things up here. I'm going to do something different. I'm calling my dad. Let's see if he answers. He's probably listening to Rush Limbaugh right now. Yeah, he's not answering. So, oh well. There goes that bit. Hello. Hello. Okay, he is obviously busy listening to Rush Limbaugh, who is less conservative than me. Yes, Alan. Hello, Alan Buck, as I called him in rehab, is a good friend of mine. We used to wake up early together. He woke up early because he worked on the docks and in San Diego. And we'd wake up at like 5 a.m. and we'd go and we'd break open into the kitchen and have coffee. And we would just sit there and shoot the shit and, talk about recovery and stuff. So, Alan, hello. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for watching and listening. I'm gonna play a few songs here, and then I'll probably log off in just a little bit because with no Jeff Sargent here, it's kind of hard to do a show. But I will do it. I mean, the Jeff Sargent show has got to go on. So we will continue to go on without or with Jeff. I'm just kidding, Jeff. Jeff, I miss you. Good luck with Disneyland and all your adventures, okay? So let's play another song here to take me out before I run out of things to talk about. Yes. Lock 'em up and throw away the key. That's kind of like my theme song, I think. I love it. Before I sign out, I just want to say thank you, Doug, for listening. Doug listens to us from England. He's originally from Scotland, but he lives in England now. So thank you, Doug. Thank you for listening. He said keep the tunes playing, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play some more tunes, and enough of me talking about me. And, yeah, so I'm just going to play some tunes. If you want to call in, you could call in at 909-360-8330. And, yeah, just give me a anything. Monica Humbles joined. Monica, my wife needs Avon, so you have to hit her up again. But we're going to play one more song, and then I'm going to hit the road because I am here in the studio by myself, which kind of gets me a little bit nervous because there's nobody here to babysit me. And I go off on these rants about illegal immigration and everything, and nobody's here to rein me back. So I could go on and on about how Black Lives Matter, or they don't. My life matters. That's all I care about. I don't look at race. A lot of people don't see that. A lot of people look at people and they see race. I don't see race. I don't see sexuality. If you're gay, that's fine. My wife's cousin's wife, and they're both females. They just had twins, a little boy and a little girl. Beautiful. Do I look at them bad? Do I look at them hard? Do I look at them like, oh, you're pieces of crap? No, I don't, because I'm not that person. I'm not a racist. I'm not. And when somebody calls me like Mark Mosby or Jamel Coleman or anyone else who's black, a lot of my stand-up comic friends are, do I look at them when they call and say, oh, it's a black guy? No, I don't. I don't see that. I don't see color. I don't think it matters anymore. What is wrong with people? Hispanics, I don't see that. I don't test you by that. I don't know that. I just, I take you for who you are, where your heart is, you know? My heart's in a good place. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm very tolerant of everybody. Unless you're here illegally, then you have to leave. Yeah, so I'm such a hypocrite. So, but no, I don't look at colors and your sexuality. I just look at you, and I judge you by yourself and who you are, okay? And granted, I think if you're in this country, you should be here legally. And I didn't want this whole show to come up to be about illegal immigration, but it is illegal, and we have to have a sovereign country, and we can't have that with all the illegals coming in and people that don't speak English coming in, and we can't teach other languages in our classrooms, bilingual, whatever. I don't believe in that. So I am just a Yankee boy. That's it, man.
people's schools. Put a rifle in his hand, told him how to become a man. He's on a 3-year vacation, policing third world nations. Mother brags of her pride, well, some defense and stars and stripes. For a college education, working CIA covert operations. Till a shot rang out and a soldier went down. They left him for half dead, lying in a hospital bed. Don't blame him, never blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, never blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Yankee boy. Sitting all alone, soon they'll be sending him home. Think of the stories they'll tell, defending his country well. Maybe they'll call him a hero, or play the first class hero. How he earned that medal, giving blood for oil. Don't blame him, gotta blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, never blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Yankee boy. Don't blame him, never blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, never blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, never blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, never blame him. Gotta blame him, he's a Yankee boy. Don't blame him, Yankee boy. Yankee boy. Yankee boy.
That was the Generators, Yankee Boy. I don't know what better way to describe me. I'm kind of a Yankee boy, so I'm also a cranky boy sometimes. But yeah, thanks for listening. For everyone who's joined in, Doug, my friend from the UK, of course, and thanks for joining in on this show. I'm going to take us out. I'm going to cut this show out early because it's very hard to do a show by yourself when you're all alone in this empty studio. So I'm going to take you out with one more song because I don't like the programmed music. Honestly, I don't listen. No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep everything positive. Chaotic Radio plays some really good music during the day. So, but sometimes in the evenings and the afternoons when people get off work and you know they need to come in and do a show. It's great to have them here. This is how the station runs. Okay, the station runs by its personalities that are here in the afternoon and the evenings because during the day, guess what? They have to work and make money. This station is not a money maker, okay? It's not. Okay, our engineers are here for earning credits for college, and I'm here because I'm on disability and I need something to do. And a lot of people don't grasp that, but I do, because I know where I'm at in my life, and I'm retired, and I'm not even 50 yet. So, but that's fine. It's cool because the show gives me opportunity to meet lots of fun people and lots of good people. Jeff has introduced me to a lot of fun people, a lot of good people. My new friend Alan, who went to school with my brother, who's in the KISS tribute band. Our boxer, Sirens, who's joined. She's a wonderful person. A lot of people are great, and I miss my Sunday night show because I'd always come after Ryan's show, and Ryan's show is different than mine. I'd come in and talk about recovery while cleaning up beer cans and cocaine off the counter of our radio station. So, with that being said, let's take one more song. Let's see here.
Graffiti on the walls of this town. It's a place we love and we want to hang around. We love the posters pasted on the walls of our streets, little bars and cafes where the punks and honest meet. So wanna live in a city without a soul. So wanna live in a city without a soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul. Music screaming from the doors of night. We love the left, we demanded that we stand and fight. We love the fact that says refugees are welcome here. Love the punks, the scrubs, flea markets and street beer. So wanna live in a city without a soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul. Different towns. It's a great adventure and we like to look around. The globalization corporate monster has no go. soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul. Don't wanna live in a city without a soul.
All right, that was the drums from Europe City, Without a Soul. Our city of Los Angeles has no soul. It's lost it. It's a sanctuary city, and I don't get that. And I could keep going on and on about illegal immigration, but how our city ignores federal laws and goes in and just lets people come here whenever they want and buy homes and get free health care and get free education. I don't understand. Bert, thanks for joining in. I wish you'd call in. 909-360-8330. Now that I'm up again and I'm active and I did my blood transfusion, Bert, I'm going to make my way down there to Costa Mesa or Newport Beach and sit in on one of your sessions that you guys do. Just send me an invite and I'll sit in and do a quick off-air interview, and then we could we could talk and do stuff, because we screw around a lot. A lot of people don't know our relationship. I don't even know our relationship, but I know you're like the nicest guy in the world whenever I see you. So, and you screw with me a lot on Facebook, and you know how to, what do you call it? Do that when you post the pictures of people's faces on other people's faces, and you're very good at that. So, I need you to give me a lesson on that so I could do it to you. But in the meantime, I don't know when the Yeasty Boys are playing again. So, Dean Morris just joined. Jeff Stewart just joined. Jeff's been on my show. Jeff Stewart. Okay, so it's Jeff Stewart. I get Jeff Stewart and Jeff Sargent mixed up. No, Jeff Stewart from Honeymoon Truck Stop has been on the show before. And he's always welcome back. So, Jeff, whenever you want to come on now in the mornings. My Sunday evening show is on hiatus. So, I have to just, do what I do. I have to, dedicate myself. There was a time in my life when I walked off the show, and this was during when Blaine Humbles was here. And I told him, I go, Tom Leykis sent me a letter. And he said, what did he send you? I go, he sent me a letter. He goes, why would he send you a letter? I go, he replied to a letter I sent him. And that letter, when I opened it, had one word: focus. Could you imagine how life would be if you would just focus on what you're doing or on what you want? Can you imagine how magical that is? You know, I talked about regret yesterday, but focusing, just focus. That's it. Look at what you want to do and focus on it. I want to be well. I want to be well again, and I want to focus on that. So, yeah. So that's kind of like a little bit of my story. I could go through the whole story, but I think I already went through it yesterday. But yeah, no, so that's how it started, and I walked out of the studio, and Blaine was like, dude, I have a co-host, and now you're gone. And I was like, well, oh well. You know, and they took my phone away from me in rehab for 7 days. I didn't have a phone. And then I get back, and he said, you know, are you alive? Are you okay? What's going on? You know, and then I had all these messages saved up from 7 days of not having a cell phone. And when you're in rehab and they take away your cell phone, you think you're going to miss so much. You think your life is collapsing in front of you, which it was. But then you get your cell phone back, and it's really not that bad. I mean, if that's the worst thing that Blaine could said to me is, dude, are you alive? What's going on? You know? I mean, that's it. That's all he said, you know? And then I had a few other junk mails and just, you know, just crap, you know? I really didn't miss out on much on losing my cell phone for 7 days, as much as I think I would have when I was in rehab. But, yeah, so, no, I wasn't. I didn't miss out on anything. My wife was fine. My son was fine. And everybody was fine. I was the one who wasn't fine.
What's happening?
I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness grows. I see a line of cars and they're all painted black, with flowers and my love both never to come back. I see people turn their heads and quickly look away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door and I hunt it painted black. I see people turn their heads and quickly look away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. No more will my green seagull turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will last with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black.
Wow, that was a Fox and the Red Hairs, Paint It Black, a remake of the original Rolling Stones song. So, thank you for that. That was good. Let's see here. I got some more time here. I'm tired of talking about myself. Nobody's calling in. My dad's not answering his phone. I think because when it comes in as a unknown caller from the radio station, so he doesn't know that I'm calling him. So that's fine. That's fine. He could listen to Rush Limbaugh. All he wants.
Disneyland freak show, screen in your living room, a window for your tomb. You can't compare the world sitting there, repress your insecurities, watching it skin. Give me artificial, give me superficial, give me a commercial for life that can't be bought. Just to say to you, what I say is true. Emotions on a product, so I'm thinking so. Coming, attracted, it's coming real soon. Princess having crush with backbone. Wanna know where all the bullshit goes? Go down the sewer to be that song. Artificial life in the market. Artificial life in the marketplace. Artificial life in the market. Artificial life in the marketplace. Artificial life in the market. Artificial life in the marketplace. Artificial life in the market. Artificial life in the marketplace. Artificial life. Yeah, artificial life. Artificial life. Artificial life.
Wow. 16, Artificial Life. That's a great song. Thanks for tuning in and putting up with me. And without Jeff Sargent, it's kind of hard to do. So I appreciate it. Scott Gundrum, thanks for tuning in from Texas. Hey, buddy. I've known Scott since I don't know how long. I can't even tell you the stories that I have with Scott. Because if I did, I probably would be locked up. D. Morse, thanks for joining in. Of course, Jeff Stewart, I've always told you, always welcome. And Bert Williams. I still call him Dirt, because I know his real name, but I don't use it. I just call him Dirt, because that's what he is. Dirt. I'm just kidding, Dirt. You know, we fool around, we joke around with each other. So I'm going to close out the show and have a lovely hump day, everybody. Yeah, baby. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Hump. Or is it Wednesday or is it Thursday? I think it's Wednesday. I don't even know anymore. You know, when you don't work, you lose track of the days very easy. And, yeah, so I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it is. I got to look at my cell phone calendar. But right now it's on live feed, so I can't really do anything. Except do this show. Keep it going. This is the Jeff Stewart Show without Jeff Stewart. So, he'll be back on, I believe, Monday or Tuesday. So, I'm your fill-in host, Dan Rupp, engineer, producer, director, manager, salesman. So, yeah. So, we'll do this again, okay? Let's see what we got here next. We're going to play one more song, and I'm going to shut everything down and get the hell out of here because I don't like being in the studio by myself. Okay?
Make the rules that give us a cause to fight for. They make the legislation that brings us to our knees. They make